Adventure Donghua is exploding with hidden gems fans often overlook. Today we're counting down 12 Chinese anime adventures you absolutely missed but should binge immediately. Get ready for epic surprises. Number 12. To Be Hero. To Be Hero X is chaos wrapped in stylish animation. Unlike traditional adventure donghua where heroes are noble and flawless, here they're flawed, messy, and strangely human. This story follows characters suddenly thrust into hero roles, but their everyday problems and awkward quirks constantly clash with their newfound duties. It swings between absurd humor, slapstick gags, bizarre antics, and deeply emotional moments that catch you off guard. The parody element is strong, poking fun at tropes while exploring heavier themes like family and responsibility. The art style amplifies the madness with exaggerated expressions and fast shifts from comedy to drama. Every character feels unique, whether it's a bumbling goof or an underdog grappling with destiny. Underneath the nonsense lies a surprisingly relatable message. No matter how messy life gets, the fight to keep going matters. This donghua feels like riding a roller coaster blindfolded. You laugh at the dumbest gags, then suddenly the show stabs you with feels. It's polarizing, but that's the charm. Some call it nonsense, I call it unpredictable brilliance. If you're tired of the same old cultivation formulas, To Be Hero X is the kind of chaotic adventure you didn't know you needed. Number 11. Lord of Mysteries. Lord of Mysteries trades the usual flying swords and sect wars for a rich Victorian-inspired world steeped in cosmic horror and detective intrigue. At its core is Klein, an ordinary man who becomes entangled in a supernatural system of sequences that grant bizarre powers. But unlike hot-blooded protagonists, Klein relies on wit, strategy, and manipulation rather than brute force. The pacing is slower than flashy battle donghua, but that allows deep lore, layered mysteries, and complex characters to shine. The world is drenched in secrecy, shadowy organizations, twisted rituals, and gods that don't play nice. Its strength lies in atmosphere and unpredictability. Every clue builds tension, and every revelation feels earned. This is not a fast food anime, but a banquet of detail for fans willing to savor every bite. This one's a thinker. If you love turning your brain off for fights, you'll probably drop it. But if you enjoy piecing together conspiracies while sipping tea, it's addicting. Think Black Butler meets Lovecraft with a shonen twist. Sometimes I swear Klein should charge rent for all the cults living in his head. Creepy, clever, and unforgettable. Number 10. Dao Zu Shi, Dao Zu Shi, or Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, is a modern classic of donghua adventure. The story follows Wei Wuxian, a brilliant cultivator whose dabbling in demonic arts spirals into tragedy. Betrayed, misunderstood, and feared, he eventually dies, only to be resurrected years later in another's body. From there, he unravels the mysteries behind past conspiracies while reconnecting with the stoic Lan Wangji. The narrative leaps between past and present, blending intense battles, emotional flashbacks, and themes of morality and redemption. The animation is stunning, inspired by Chinese brush art, with fluid combat and haunting landscapes. What makes it truly special is the emotional depth. It's as much about bonds, forgiveness, and healing as it is about power. This isn't just an adventure, it's a saga that hits both your heart and adrenaline. This show has fandoms writing essays, composing songs, and screaming on Twitter, and for good reason. Wei Wuxian is that morally grey character you can't help rooting for, even when he's messy. The chemistry with Lan Wangji? Legendary. You stay for the fights, but it's the emotional gut punches that keep you glued. It's drama, tragedy, and beauty rolled into one. Number 9. Under One Person, Xianxia. Under One Person feels like China's answer to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, spiced with martial arts. Zhang Chulun, our protagonist, stumbles into a supernatural world where martial artists wield bizarre techniques called chi powers. He's initially just trying to survive, but over time he grows into his role, uncovering family secrets and battling eccentric foes. The fights are a spectacle, weighty, inventive, and often hilarious in execution. The balance between comedy and gritty action keeps it addictive. One second you're laughing, the next you're at the edge of your seat. Supporting characters, especially the fearless Bauer, steal scenes with their charisma. The plot leans into mystery and quirky villains, but never forgets to deliver knockout martial arts sequences. It's offbeat, it's crazy, and it's surprisingly heartfelt when it needs to be. This Donghua had me hooked faster than Jiang Ziya realizing he's screwed. The humor is peak. I lost it when villains started acting like reality show contestants. And the fights? Forget Marvel CGI. This is creativity at its best. It's weird, loud, and stylish. If you ever thought JoJo was too extra, this is like JoJo with kung fu flavor. Number 8. Yao Jing Zhongqi Shouche. Fairies album is an underrated gem that blends adventure with folklore and heart. The story follows Tao Yao, a traveling healer who solves conflicts between humans and spirits, often revealing bittersweet truths about love, regret, and survival. Each episode feels like a standalone tale, but together they form a tapestry of supernatural stories rooted in Chinese mythology. The visuals resemble watercolor paintings, soft yet vivid, immersing you in a dreamlike world. It's less about explosive fights and more about storytelling, exploring the grey line between good and evil. Spirits are never just monsters, they're complex beings with desires and flaws. This series rewards patience with rich emotional payoffs. It's quiet, introspective, and surprisingly heavy-hitting when least expected. Adventure here doesn't mean battles, it means journeys of the heart, and those can cut the deepest. If you're only here for explosions and flexes, skip this. But if you're craving something closer to Natsumi's Book of Friends with a Chinese twist, Fairies album delivers beauty and tears. Honestly, it snuck up on me. One episode had me bawling at a spirit's tragic love story. Gentle, emotional, and criminally overlooked. Sometimes adventure is in the feels, not fists. Number 7. Wanmei Shijie Perfect World. Perfect World is spectacle turned into a cultivation epic. The protagonist, Shi Hao, is basically destined for greatness, a chosen one who rises from humble beginnings to dominate battles across realms. The plot is drenched in classic tropes, rival clans, betrayals, and non-stop duels that escalate from city-level destruction to cosmic wars. Critics might call it predictable, but the sheer energy makes it irresistible. Every episode delivers glowing weapons, devastating attacks, and transformations so wild they feel like power trip fever dreams. While subtle storytelling takes a back seat, the visuals and pacing keep fans glued. It thrives on scale, the bigger the better. In this world, the word overpowered is an understatement, and Shi Hao embodies that to the fullest. This Donghua doesn't aim for depth. It aims for jaw-dropping spectacle, and it delivers. Sometimes you don't want nuance, you just want to watch an MC flatten arrogant villains like pancakes. That's Perfect World. It's cheesy, predictable, and absolutely glorious. It's like those mobile game ads where the guy levels up instantly, except here, it's fun to watch. If Dragon Ball went Chinese cultivation mode, this would be the result. Guilty pleasure, absolutely. Number 6. The Legend of Luo Xiaohei. The Legend of Luo Xiaohei begins as a cute fantasy about a mischievous black cat spirit who can shapeshift into a child. But don't let the adorable art style fool you. This Donghua balances charm with profound themes. Luo Xiaohei struggles to find belonging in a world divided between humans and spirits, often confronting loneliness, identity, and the meaning of family. The episodic adventures evolve into a deeper narrative of acceptance and coexistence. The fights, though fewer than in heavy battle shows, are fluidly animated with creativity that surprises viewers. The minimalist aesthetic enhances the emotional storytelling, making the series both visually soothing and narratively poignant. It's the kind of Donghua that sneaks in life lessons while wrapping them in soft visuals, blending whimsy with heartache. A small-scale adventure that leaves a big emotional imprint. Don't be fooled by the cute cat boy. This series hits harder than some tragic shonen arcs. One minute you're smiling at his antics, the next you're wiping tears you didn't see coming. Honestly, it feels like Studio Ghibli's cousin from China. If you've got a soft spot for heartfelt storytelling, Luo Xiaohei is a must-watch hidden gem. Number 5. Martial Universe. Martial Universe is pure cultivation popcorn. Lin Dong, a young man with a struggling family, discovers a mysterious stone talisman that transforms his fate. From bullied nobody to unstoppable powerhouse, Lin Dong embarks on an adventure filled with rival sects, ancient secrets, and dramatic duels. The series thrives on the weak-to-strong formula, layering in betrayals, friendships, and power climbs that fans of the genre know well. Its strength lies in high-energy battles, Flashy martial arts techniques, devastating spiritual weapons, and enemies begging to be crushed. The story isn't revolutionary, but its execution is entertaining enough to keep you binging. Villains are deliberately over the top, practically begging for their downfall, which makes Lin Dong's victories all the sweeter. It's that classic underdog tale with just enough spice to keep it from feeling stale. Lin Dong is basically the poster boy for humble beginnings to ultimate flex. Sure, the story plays safe, but when the fights land, they land hard. And let's be honest, watching arrogant villains eat dirt never gets old. If you enjoy classic Cultivation with lots of firepower and dramatic flair, Martial Universe is like comfort food for Donghua fans. Number 4, Douluo Dalu, Haotian Yang Wei, Clear Sky. Soul Land Clear Sky expands on the Douluo Dalu saga with Tang San's journey tied closely to the legacy of the Clear Sky clan. This continuation plunges deeper into spirit beast confrontations, soul rings, and the evolution of Tang San's powers. It's essentially a boss rush of escalating challenges, with Tang San constantly pushing himself to new limits. The appeal here is the sheer scale of fights. Every battle feels larger than life, often testing both strategy and raw force. The world building remains massive, filled with sect rivalries, mystical lore, and the endless pursuit of power. At times, the pacing feels rushed, like the writers are stacking fights on fights. Still, the emotional weight of Tang San's heritage keeps the story compelling, giving fans both nostalgia and fresh excitement. This entry is basically dessert for Soul Land fans. Sweet, heavy, and maybe a little too much, but still irresistible. If you're not invested in Tang San's journey, it might overwhelm you. But for returning fans, it's everything you signed up for. Bigger fights, more power-ups, and an MC who refuses to stay down. Peak shonen energy. Number 3, The Immortal Ascension. The Immortal Ascension, also known as a record of a mortal's journey to immortality, strips away plot armor and presents Cultivation as brutal survival. Han Li, the protagonist, isn't a chosen one, blessed with divine lineage or artifacts falling into his lap. Instead, he climbs through cunning, grit, and sheer perseverance. The narrative focuses on the harsh realities of ambition, betrayal, setbacks, and the costs of chasing immortality. Unlike many Cultivation stories, victories aren't guaranteed. Every success feels hard-earned. This darker, grittier approach adds weight to the adventure, making it a standout among its peers. The pacing can drag during detailed setups, but the payoffs are incredibly rewarding. Watching Han Li manipulate situations and outsmart enemies feels satisfying, proving brains can rival brawn in a genre often dominated by overpowered heroes. Han Li is the kind of protagonist who makes you root for intelligence over brute strength. He's not the loudest, not the flashiest, but he's the guy who survives when everyone else dies. This Donghua isn't flashy popcorn, it's more like a slow burn thriller. If you want Cultivation with stakes and grit, Immortal Ascension will hook you hard. Number 2, Jiang Ziya. Jiang Ziya is a visually stunning film set in the Fengshen cinematic universe following the acclaimed Nezha. The story centers on Jiang Ziya, a legendary warrior tasked with executing a fox spirit accused of treachery. Yet, moral doubt consumes him as he questions whether the mission aligns with justice or cruelty. The film blends Chinese mythology with a cinematic narrative that explores morality, loyalty, and redemption. Its greatest strength lies in breathtaking visuals, sweeping landscapes, intricate character designs, and fluid battle sequences that rival top anime films. The pacing isn't perfect, some scenes linger while others rush by, but the emotional stakes, paired with the philosophical undertones, elevate it beyond spectacle. It's a story about duty versus conscience, wrapped in jaw-dropping artistry that feels both epic and intimate. Watching Jiang Ziya feels like entering an art gallery where every frame belongs on a poster. Sure, the pacing stumbles, but the heart is undeniable. Jiang himself isn't your typical confident hero, he's conflicted, flawed, and human. That makes the journey resonate even more. If Neijia was fire, Jiang Ziya is a slow-burning ember that leaves scars. Number 1, Duju Grand Lord. Daju Zai, or the Grand Lord, is Cultivation adventure at its grandest scale. Adapted from Tian Cantudo's novel, it follows Mu Chen, a determined young man navigating rival clans, betrayals, and battles across vast realms. Unlike some OP protagonists, Mu Chen grows through wit, ambition, and relentless effort, making his rise feel satisfying. The story is filled with power struggles, cosmic duels, and an endless ladder of challenges, each one more awe-inspiring than the last. The animation spares no expense during key battles, unleashing sequences that feel like blockbuster events. While it uses familiar tropes, sect rivalries, hidden powers, destiny, it delivers them with unmatched confidence and spectacle. It's designed to sweep you into its world and keep you hooked with relentless energy and massive payoffs. This Donghua is the definition of go big or go home. Mu Chen doesn't just fight, he dominates, and the show makes every duel feel like the end of the world.
Yeah, it's trope heavy.
But who cares when the execution is this bold? The Grand Lord is binge-worthy fuel for anyone craving high-stakes, explosive cultivation adventure. And that's a wrap on 12 adventure-packed Chinese anime you probably missed. From chaotic comedy to cosmic cultivation, there's a gem here for every kind of fan. Which one hit your watch list first? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more epic anime dives. Stay adventurous, anime fam!